Hello and welcome to Too Fast, Too Forever. There's all kinds of family. We chose this one. This is episode 242 commentary track for Too Fast, Too Furious. I'm Joey Lewandowski.
I'm Joe, too.
And Joe, this is our second of 3 installments in a row, our commentary series, while I am future me is not Japan. That's next week.
Next week. Yeah, exactly.
But no, while future me is in Spain for Primavera, we are doing these ahead of time. So this is a commentary track meant to be listened to while you watch Too Fast, Too Furious. If you're new to the show, if this is the first episode you're listening to, we do like normal podcast episodes. We've done this movie 11 times now, so go check the archives at cageclub.me. But this one meant to be played while you watch the movie. Joe, anything to say before we get started here?
No, we have to guess what minute is our official minute whenever minute of the week for recording this week.
Well, so theoretically, it'll be like 65-ish or so will be the one that we just watched. So, like, we're recording this as we're about to record the episode for Too Fast, so about 5 or 6 minutes from now. I was going through these, and I think that, like, that rat scene is we're in the Pearl for a long time, so
okay.
We might still be in the Pearl, we might not be, I don't know. But we are watching the movie. It is 1 hour and 47 minutes, 41 seconds. We have it paused right now as the sun is coming up just over the universal Earth. So I'm going to do a 3, 2, 1 play. We're going to play together. And you, if you want to watch along at home, can play along there at the same time. But Joe, are you ready to watch Too Fast, Too Furious on Too Fast, Too Forever?
I'm ready whenever you are, brother.
All right. 3, 2, 1, play. And here we go.
Yeah, it feels familiar. Seeing all the universal lights come up. What were we just... Oh, we were just watching the Forever Purge. I was like, why did I just see a map that was, like, all lit up like that?
Are the Purge movies universal? Do you know? Could we have a crossover?
Don't remember. I honestly
It would be very exciting. What would the Purge times Fast and Furious look like?
A lot like Fast and the Furious.
Yeah, probably.
Like,
oh, you guys all your heists are legal now. Congratulations.
You get it's a one-night boost. Gone in 60 Seconds would have loved it.
Which I think we compared, which felt more dated last episode, the first one, the second one. Which of these openings do you like more? Do you like this race more, or do you like the heist from the first movie more?
Heist from the first movie.
Yeah.
The black Civics, the underglow, like everything about this is awesome, but I don't think it's nearly as memorable as especially because there's so much setup shit going on here. You know what I mean? Like,
right. Because I really wonder, as we go through these, I do want to think about the openings and the intros and stuff like that. And like, I don't know if this is one of the weaker ones. I think Tokyo Drift is maybe the weakest one because it's the just in school, right? Then we have 4. I think we even talked about this briefly. I don't think we ran through them all, but like 4, we have them doing the oil tanker heist.
Yeah.
5 is, no, they're not racing. They're racing to the hospital in 6.
Yeah, because 5 is the tank. I mean, sorry, the safe.
Well, yeah, but 5. Well, I'm just saying the beginning. They're breaking Dom out of the prison bus.
Yeah,
which is a heist of sorts. I don't know, 7 opens with the hospital? I don't know. I'm losing all track of everything. It's hard to watch one of these movies and think about the other movies, I feel like.
I think so, too. I love how pink this car is. The paint job on it, they chose a really nice pink for it.
Yeah. All these cars are very, in the first movie, as we were talking about, you're like, which of these do you prefer? Which one would you want? I think I went with Leon's. Like, each of these is more of a personality, right? Like, there's... Slapjack with his, is that a Transformers logo on the hood?
Is it?
The big silver thing behind him? It's Universal property. It could be. Although this predates the Transformers movies, so I don't know. I mean, the Shia movies.
Yeah.
But, instead of just having, 4 different cars with the same kind of decal on the side, 4 different colors, whatever.
It's way
these
more
are,
customized. Yeah.
Yeah.
Personalized.
It's just the first movie we know those people more because they're like around all movie. Like, Slapjack and Orange Julius leave after this scene basically, and then Suki just kind of pops up toward the end again, right? But
Yeah, no, I think it's just like the air intake for this hood, but just kind of has a similar shape to a Transformers logo.
it looks
It's
like
very finny.
the face, and I don't know much about Transformers.
You watched all the Transformers
I
movies,
know,
bud.
but like I don't remember the names. We did watch all three of the first three for all his movies. The Shia LaBeouf podcast. Me and Mike did that.
That guy always looks like DK to me. The guy in the white suit that just
Ooh, a
pointed
little
into his
little
trunk.
prequel, little
Yeah.
prequel.
Like he has like the same DK hair. Also, that would be my pick of cameo for this movie.
What?
The guy that just was dancing right there.
Oh, like, what do you mean? Like what you would want to do? What you would want to do?
Yeah, like that,
Okay.
like the guy that has like a you know 0.5 second break dance move
Yeah,
in
man.
the middle of the movie. Like that would be who I would want to be in the movie.
Sure. Can you breakdance?
No, absolutely not.
They
But
can fix it in
equivalent.
post.
Yeah, exactly. Few camera tricks.
Now, would you be okay if that was you crip walking? They don't. Like, you never see your face. Be like, hey, that was me. They're like, all right, bullshit. You're like, no, it was
No,
me.
no, I want that guy right there that just came back as actual breakdancing.
Okay.
Yeah, and that guy too.
Big guy dancing.
The big guy dancing. Yeah, he's good. I like him a lot. But I think I would like to have like a shot where it's like you see my face, see it's me, Nitro Purge.
I wonder, and I actually didn't think about this till just now, but like, how throughout this movie, especially as we've been going through the minute, there's a lot of pairings, right? Like, there's like Eliana Fidel, there's Fonzie and Fabio, there's this, that,
Yes.
whatever.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
wonder, like, there's even in this opening, there's like two women walking by two guys, two girls looking at each other as Brian pulls up or whatever, right? I
Yeah.
wonder if that's just a coincidence, like if that's in every movie, or because it's too fast, if they're intentionally being like, here's groupings of two. There's Brian and Roman. There's this and that. There's this and that.
That's very weird, but when you started saying it, that's exactly where my brain went to. Um, I'm unsure, but you're right. It does feel like there's more distinctly couples, not in the like romantic sense, but couples in Too Fast for
Yeah, like
sure.
pairings.
Pairings for yeah, that's a better word for it.
Man, it's so
So,
weird that this just like grinds to a halt here, tempo wise, right? Like if he just pulled up, like he gets out of the car, like I know he wants to like show the face and like we're introduced to Brian, people haven't seen the first movie, whatever, but like we were all geared up to race, and now we're just like hanging.
I don't know if it's intentional suspense building or the like you have to introduce Brian or what, but you're right. It does feel like we really slow it down here by having a dialogue before the race when it could have just been like as Tej makes the call, Brian pulls up, he pulls up to the line, they start racing, and then you realize it's Brian, right?
Right. Or like
And do this at the end of the race kind of situation.
exactly. I don't know, like because you have Brian win the race and you're like, who is this mystery? Oh, it's Brian. Like I understand here that they're trying to make him look like the Dom of this movie, right? Like a white
Yep.
T-shirt and like the cool guy, not worried about anything, blah blah blah. But you know, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, Monica Fuentes makes eye contact. Does he doesn't know she's a cop there, right? No.
I
He
don't
just sees like a hot
think
girl.
so. He just sees a hot girl in the crowd. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Because his reaction is kind of like skittish almost as he's getting into the car, but I can't tell if he's like, "Oh, I just saw a hot girl and now I have to do a race," or if like, "Oh, I recognize her."
Yeah, I think it might be like, oh no, that hot girl is making eyes at me. If I go in my car, she might not be here when I get back. I don't know if I should race right now because I'd rather go talk to her.
Yeah, that's true.
See, there's a girl behind Tej right there with a heart. So maybe remember because a couple minutes ago, as we were doing this, I was like, "There's someone in the pearl that has like a heart over like her entire chest is like the heart pattern."
Yes, yeah,
Like there
yeah.
was a woman there right behind Tej that also had the same kind of thing. So I don't know if it was in the first movie too, but like,
Oh yeah, I see it right there. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. It's like a tank top that is also shaped like a heart.
like I'm
Okay,
sure that I've
interesting.
seen that in real life, but I feel like it's much more common because there's at least two in these movies, if not also in the first movie too. It's just like they're all over the place, hearts all over the place.
I also like that the race teams seem to dress alike. Like I don't know if you just noticed Slapjack's like race team was all in like the same gear,
Are they
and
all in the
it's like
NYC?
kind of yeah, it was all like these like look like Carhartt type suit. You know what I mean? Like work suit type things, like work shirt, work pants that kind of match and are the same color like the color tone that he's using. And I'm like, man, imagine trying to convince your friends that we need to dress up all the same to go to this illegal street race.
Well, that's why Brian's the coolest because he's just like, I don't have a crew. I don't need you to wear, this plain white tee and these jeans like me.
Yeah. I also like that Brian's racing his own Eclipse from the last movie in this.
So even though he drove cross country, got another car in the
I mean,
turbocharged
the
Prelude, he's
Supra.
back with his original car.
No, 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 no. This Supra is repurposed Brian's Supra from the
Oh,
last
right.
movie,
Yes,
the
yes, yes. The
actual
actual
car.
the actual car, not in universe, but in the production of the movie.
Yeah, and Suki's is Johnny Tran's
Right.
car. So like Brian is just racing those two cars again. That's pretty cool.
I would love to see Johnny Tran in Suki's car, like in Suki's version of
Oh,
their car, you know?
like to me it feels more like Johnny Tran's little sister would have like gotten the car handed me down to her and then she repainted it to this.
Sure, yeah. And he's like, my car's in the shop. I got to use your car to go pick something up. And then he gets out of the car, just like, Johnny Tran, what are you driving?
Yeah, and he's like, "Why did you have to paint it this color?" Just like very disgruntled about it. That'd be fun though. Yeah, the insides of these cars sometimes aren't the like nicest. It's really strange to see. Sometimes they do a lot of dash shit, sometimes they don't. Are you already thinking about who you're picking for your heist team this
I
lap?
am. I am. I am.
Okay.
You, the listener, will have already known who we picked for the heist team a month ago, maybe? A month or so ago.
Oh, yeah, that's
But,
right.
yeah. I also just realized I did not put up the poll on Patreon for the Heat poll. So I'm going to do that right now.
Oh, that's a good move. That was one that I like I totally don't mind either pick of.
Yeah.
That was really really good.
I was, after we went into the first episode, I was like, I was unclear of which who I wanted to nominate. Like I was thinking about two, and I still don't really have like a great choice. But we'll see.
Of this movie, you mean?
Yeah, like I haven't spent a lot of time thinking about it, but right. But
Yeah. I think I have my pick narrowed down. I've been thinking about it in the shower.
the important things to think about in the shower.
Yeah. But you're sitting there and I was like thinking like, "Oh, who am I going to pick from this one?" and just kind of narrowing it down,
Sure.
thinking about other options and pros and cons of everyone, so this I always also forget how focused on specific things they are in this movie. I know we talk about it a lot in a minute, but like John Singleton really doesn't care about some of these backgrounds at all.
No, I think that's like the difference. Like there's such like an aesthetic. There's just like a
Yeah.
different feel to the movie, and a different feel behind the scenes of whatever, right? So
Yeah. Bridge. Uh-oh. I would not have hit the nos there. I do not have the uh emotional strength to handle seeing the bridge go up and be like, I'm just gonna fucking jump it.
gotta go fast, just like Sonic. Gotta go fast. Gotta go fast.
Are you saying that because you've seen the new Sonic now, or no?
No, I've not seen the new Sonic. That's just like that's
Yeah.
I've heard or seen the trailer enough where I just all I know is gotta go fast, gotta go fast. I think it's like all the marketing too, like on Twitter and everything. So
Uh, completely jumps him.
do you think you'll ever get to a point in your life where you are in a car and you jump over another car?
No.
Okay.
Never ever. Especially not now. Those days are long gone, my friend. Pepsi. Um, yeah. There's like a lot of things that I think about now as I've gotten older that I'm like, I would
Oh,
never do
look.
that again.
Suki's car has the Nas labeled 2. So remember who was in the first movie? It was Mia or was it Letty? It was Letty,
Only
right? Who
Letty,
had the
right? Yeah.
had hers not labeled and everybody else wasn't. They're like, hey, these girls don't know what all these buttons mean in these cars.
I think Slapjack just had his too, though.
Oh, slapjacks. Okay.
Yeah, like right before that jump. Like I, now that you say that, I think that I just saw his had it labeled as well.
Yeah, I just looked up and I was just like, oh, N2O. NO2. Sorry. NO2. Not N2O.
Yeah.
It's not Naso. Got hit the Naso. Once we hit the point where we are in the minute, I'm gonna start like keeping an eye out for phone numbers and mentally prepare myself for later in the lap. Phone numbers I'm gonna have to call.
Ooh.
I'm probably not gonna see them because like I feel like most numbers that you find is like 50-50 whether you actually like, catch them while watching the movie.
Yeah, it's hard. Some of them you definitely have to get like the right shot of it too. Like you'll see that there probably was a phone number there, but you have to catch like the right frame of it that it's just
Right.
like it happens to be in focus.
Yep.
I don't know why you damage your car and then just be like, okay, I lost. Like she was clearly in third. She wasn't gonna win. So it's
I
like,
know. Well, we've talked about this before, and I don't really, I guess it's for the glory or whatever. And there's probably the part of you where just like I don't mind fixing my car, but also it's just thousands of dollars. She probably just,
yeah.
she lost the race and has to fix up her car, and I don't know.
Cops. No, everybody scramble. The scrambles need to come back, man.
I hope we get one more. We keep sort of teasing it, like not teasing it, but like hoping for it as we want all these characters to come back. Like a scramble would make sense where every car is driven by someone we know, like, and that's how we can bring back Suki and we can bring back
Yeah, we
everybody
can
and
just show
bring
all
back
their
Leon.
faces, like real quick in their cars. You'd be like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, and then like
Right.
they have like a barbecue at the end, and you kind of see everybody sitting there. Yeah. Smiley face.
Do you think? I mean, the series has to end with a barbecue, right? But I guess it could also end possibly like with a wedding. But I don't know who would get married. But I could just see like everyone I know is there to our quiz question. But like
Ooh.
the series has to end with a barbecue.
Yeah, but that could be like the reception to the wedding too, you know?
Sure. Oh. So I guess okay. So what other conceivable ways could the series end with a barbecue, a wedding, a funeral, maybe?
I'm not doing any more
Like
funerals.
spoilers for Endgame, but like the Tony Stark funeral. But like if that's Dominic Toretto,
Yeah. I don't think that Vin can kill off Dom.
I think in the final movie, I think he could because it'd be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do more movies, but it's like it's a prequel. It happens before. It's blah blah blah. I'm popping up in the Han and Giselle movie in between, or I'm doing this, I'm doing that, or whatever. But I think if his, you know, I think it's a sign of respect almost to the franchise, to like the ultimate sacrifice. I'm gonna kill my character
I
for
yeah, I
narrative
just
propulsion.
but I don't think that he can do it.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm saying like I think it's a smart move. I think that it would be a good move and like make sense, but I don't know if Vin can let go that
Will be
way.
interesting. Will be interesting.
Yeah. Oh, we're getting to good parts. Oh, the TV in the back room. They have a Panasonic TV back there.
Well, Joe, I'm not going to do this all episode, but I just refreshed the poll. We have 2 votes in, and unsurprisingly, it is a tie.
Nice.
So everything would do is a tie. This
Every
one, a tie would be fine.
Yeah, what happens if they tie? Do both join the
It's either
team?
both or neither, and I'm not sure.
I guess you got to go both, right?
Probably.
Yeah, that would make sense.
My nomination for the heist team for this is going to be Bilkins, but only on his day off attire, because I want like a tropical shirt wearing man on my team.
Wouldn't yeah?
I can tell you who it's not. It's not Agent Dunn.
It's definitely not done. Absolutely not. He's like not a good cop, a street racer, or a criminal. He seems like he'd be like the worst of all of them.
What do you think Agent Dunn would be good at? Like, if you had to be like, if
Pizza
you were a
eating
career
contest.
counselor, okay, but if you're like a high school guidance counselor and you're like, all right, Agent Dunn, thank you for coming to my office today. I know that you've had some part-time jobs before. We're trying to figure out a way to like, we know that you need to make a living. You got some skills. We're not exactly sure what they are, but tell us about yourself. Okay, now you hear about Agent Dunn. You know, he loves pizza. He
I'm gonna,
loves he likes cars, kind of. He likes authority, whatever.
you know what the perfect job is, and this is gonna be very slanderous.
What?
Like the only other good job for a cop would be a gym teacher. It's the same job.
Oh, sure. Okay. Agent Dunn. Yeah, he's in shape, right?
Kind of. Like not great, but kind of. You'd have some authority. He looks like he would enjoy wearing a whistle.
Yeah, well, yeah, the lanyard basically looks like a whistle, right? Like he can still wear the same shirt, he can still have the same haircut, he
Still
can
eat
still,
pizza.
be
You can
slurping on a drink. Yep.
can kind of like cars. Not really know anything, but like, yeah,
Still into quote unquote guy stuff.
yeah. And you're authoritarian, you know? Like,
Sure.
I think that that would be the perfect job for someone who's younger who also thinks he might be a cop. So
But does he moan like a cop?
I don't know. I really don't know.
So remember, as we figured out, as we thought about, as I'm like, there's no way they fly across country for to pick up Roman.
Yes, yes, they do. And as it took me for a while, um, this is not in California. I mean, this is not in Florida. It's in California.
Right. Yes. Nothing makes sense about this. Joe, I want to let you know that as we record this, today is your boy's birthday. It is James Franco's birthday.
Oh, is it? That's cool. I feel
Apparently.
like I was just talking about Little Franco like yesterday for some reason.
Well, this is Big Franco, but
Yeah.
if you were designing your demolition derby car, what would your car look like? What design would you have? What patterning? Would you embody an animal? What number would you be? Color scheme?
So I'm kind of like thrown because of what we're just doing right now and what it looks like, but I like the shark motif type situation. Like
Okay,
that's really really cool. So like I do like the teeth that like Roman's car has. I think that's like a
sure. Yep.
nice touch. Um I would probably go like either something fun like that or just like, just straight black. Like this is what you get. And like I'm secretive.
Would your car have a nickname like Midnight?
Oh.
Do demolition cars have nicknames?
I think it's I think it's probably kind of like what is this Monster Jam? And I bet you have like a character name. Like it's more like you, like the driver could be like Midnight or whatever we were talking about. But
Sure.
I think that the car is just the car. But I guess kind of in Monster Jam, it's like the car is like Gravedigger, and like it's just Gravedigger's driver. So
So now here's a question for the heist lap for our building of our teams. Would you rather have this Roman or a later Roman? Because this Roman's more serious. This Roman is more about business. He's less of a jokester. He's less of a caricature. But later Romans are just by the inevitability of the movies are more superpowered, more leveled up, just better at everything. So would you rather have a more serious or a more seasoned Roman Pierce? Not that
I
he's
think,
necessarily your pick any lap, any movie this lap,
yeah,
but if you have to pick a Roman, which Roman are you picking?
I think he is actually just as seasoned here. I think he has like the least evolution of skills. You know what I mean?
Okay,
So
sure.
like in character development and stuff like that, like what does Roman gain in 9 that he doesn't have here?
Um,
Like more
I think
jokes?
he's just better at driving, probably, right? Like he's driving in outer space. He's driving through Pelagros Minas. He's driving through this. He's driving through that, or whatever. And like, I don't know that this Roman doesn't necessarily. I think he gains confidence. I don't know if he gains skills, but he gains
He's
confidence.
so confident like
I
to a
think he's
fault
cocky now.
anyways.
I think he gets confidence. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, so I'm saying I wouldn't mind taking Roman from here only because I don't think that he gains a ton
Sure.
later. So I really don't think it matters which Roman you take if you take a Roman at any point.
Because that was what Jordan was arguing about Letty. She's like, I think Letty's basically fully formed in the first movie. I do wonder
Yes.
if do any of the. I mean, I know all the characters get better at things and evolve and stuff like that, but do which characters actually gain new skills? Like Tej becomes a
Tej.
hacker.
Tej, yeah.
Other than him, is there anybody in any of these movies that
Ramsey
really?
drives, she goes the other way around.
Okay, but she only shows up in seven, so like that's only two movies later. So it's like
Yeah. I think Sean gains a lot of skill in Tokyo Drift.
okay within the movie, sure, but from one movie to the other,
Um, I think that like it's gonna sound weird, but I think Dom is probably the best. Like gains most skills, even though he kind of has them. He just like hones them in.
sure, okay. I mean, we see more of him though, right? Like we see
Brian too,
more.
because
Yeah,
Brian
Brian
goes
becomes
from,
more confident, more of a leader, better at things, less of a
but also
buster.
like yeah, like not like blowing up his car. So like he actually gets the driving skills. His like gun skill kind of things. I'm assuming he kind of has a little bit, but they grow too, because we see him go from like one to like what is it like four when they're doing the parkour on the roof, and he like is actually like a trained agent.
Yeah. Yep.
I think that yeah, probably Brian and Dom are like the only two that show like a lot. I think Tej actually has a lot of growth.
Which is sort of interesting because he's definitely like I don't even know if he's a second tier character for the team. He
Mid
might be even
tier,
like a third
yeah,
tier, right? Like he's just
I
because we
agree.
got Brian and Dom, and then we got whoever. I think Brian and Dom even in a class of their own. Then we have like Letty and Mia, maybe not even Mia, but just like Letty and Han and maybe Giselle, and
Yeah,
then kind of everybody else.
I really like these cars. I think the Evo and the Eclipse from this movie are two of the most slept on cars in this series.
Slept on in terms of like when people think about their favorite cars from the
Yeah,
franchise.
yeah, I think these are like really cool and iconic, and I like the purple and yellow color combinations, and like I just don't think they get enough respect.
It's weird to me. Maybe it's not weird, but that one of them has the vanity plate and the other one doesn't. Like it does seem like they came as a pair. Like they work together and they show up together. They're used together, whatever. But just one of them has the vanity plate, the hater, and the other one's just like a regular plate. So
I kind of like it. It means, like,
a little bit
because
more personalization.
a little bit more personalization, and like that they're like, although they're friends, they're not like crew like Fonzie and Fabio.
Sure. Okay.
Like they're not like that tied at the hip. Like they could exist on their own type situation.
Blowing that stop sign before the stare and drive.
Exactly. This the guy crossing the street and them doing the like, just missing him um is a really really soft touch for a movie that I enjoy. Like that gag type situation.
Yeah.
It's like something that like I wouldn't have thought to add in here, but when you see it you're like, "Oh, that's fun." Like I remember thinking that in the theater as we saw it. Like I was like, "Oh, yeah, that's really cool."
Now, obviously, Brian
Yes.
and Mia are the forever couple. Dom and Letty, the forever couple. But of the secondary sort of backup couples, who do you think works better, Dom and Elena or Brian and Fuentes? Even though Brian and Fuentes aren't really together, Dom and Elena are firmly together. He fathers her child, but in terms of like the dynamics between their characters, Brian and Fuentes or Dom and Elena?
I like who is a better match for each other type
I think so because I
situation.
think we have like in my opinion we obviously have more time. Dom and Elena, like they end a movie together, they start the next movie together. She has this baby, blah blah blah. But there's something about the Brian and Fuentes chemistry. Maybe just because these
They're
earlier
so
movies
hot.
they're hornier. Yeah, like
No, but they're also just like so very attractive, both of them,
also
right?
that.
Which I think is playing into our perception, because I think that Dom and Elena are actually probably a better like compatibility match couple. She really is just like cop version of Letty, right? Like she's very similar.
Elena?
Yeah.
Cop version of Letty. In what
She's like
way?
other side of the law, like quote unquote the good version of Letty. Like they both are like fighters. They both are like boss ladies. You know what I mean? Like they all kind of they have the same personality, but just like on two different sides of the same coin. Get what I'm saying?
I can, yeah.
Like so that's why I think that Elena is so similar personality wise to Letty that I think that that's a better match. Whereas I think Fuentes is like very different than Mia. Right? She's like undercover. She like exudes confidence. She's like overtly sexy.
I also think that part of that is just that, like, Mia goes from being a child to being a mom, essentially, right? Like,
Yeah,
we don't
yeah,
see her in, like, as an independent woman. Like, here, we kind of get that in 4 a little bit, but she's also like, you fucked up, things are bad,
yep, yep,
whatever. And here, Fuentes is just like, no, man, I'm gonna flirt with everybody. I'm really hot. I'm
yep.
undercover as this guy's, trophy wife or trophy girlfriend or whatever. And
Yeah, I think so too. That's definitely probably part of it. This seems like I don't know. Do you think I think Brian looks back and thinks like, "Damn, Monica Fuentes." Like the kids are screaming. Me is like, "Did you shut the door of the van?" And he's like, "God damn it, Monica Fuentes, if only."
also, that beautiful, beautiful girl I saw in Texas.
Yeah,
I don't
that
know her
one
name.
time.
Just girl. She saved my ass.
Yeah, exactly.
Because there's nobody else that like Brian ever is even remotely paired up with, and Dom other than Elena. I mean, Dom's got his skanks, right, or whatever, and the women in Los Bandoleros, but like we don't know their
Yeah.
names. They don't really count. They're just like hangers on.
Yep.
But in terms of relationships, Brian's got like two and a half, or not even two and a half. Like he's got one and then two halves,
Well, who's the
and
other
then
one?
well, girl and Monica.
Okay. Okay.
Like neither I don't think either count as a full like relationship because like they're not really like together, right? Although Monica more so, but Dom is fully into like committed long term relationships in the series.
Yeah. Yeah.
And everybody else is kind of monogamous, right? Like again, we talk about how like, for a franchise is not really that horny. Like it's, very kind of chaste in terms of its like
Yeah. Well, I think that that's like you have to appeal to uh classic family values type situation, like once they're together, it's like, okay, well like the only reason why Dom gets passed is cuz he thought Letty was dead, not because she actually is dead.
right. You're allowed to cheat as long as well, not even cheating, but like you're allowed to cheat in retrospect as long as you thought your partner was dead.
Kind of, yeah. I don't think well like it's not really cheating if he's widowed, right? So,
No, right. It's just in retrospect, but he had no idea.
no.
Even though I feel like as time goes on and he knows everything about everything, like he sort of has to know that Letty's not actually, you know what I mean? Like,
You said he could just spidey sense it.
I don't know, or like he just, they have a few. I guess it's also kind of like he's on the lam, he's running from the law. He doesn't really have the full like ability to fully investigate things, but it just feels like it's not really true to the Dominic Toretto character that he would just assume that Letty was dead. It just feels convenient in a way that like I
That
don't
he
know.
wouldn't have given up at all, ever.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can see that. It's hard to argue against because, like, yeah, he probably would have just been like, you know what? I'm always out there searching.
mm-hmm.
Ooh, Brian flipped the finger.
What do you think is cool about these early movies? I think we've talked about this either directly or indirectly, vaguely or specifically in all the episodes that we've done. But like all these stunts are obviously like smaller stakes. Like they're not nearly as exciting as later movies, like Through the Streets of Rio, blah blah blah, whatever.
Yeah,
But I just it's cool because they're all like practically done. Like whether that's actually Paul Walker doing that thing, or whether that's a stunt driver driving backwards, or that's just like a trick photography or whatever. Like it's just cool that like it actually kind of happens, you know,
Yeah.
as opposed to like, oh no, that's CGI, like a car jumping from building to building to building, right? It's
Yes.
cool, it's breathtaking, but the simpler, realistic kind of, the divide between the car movies and the action movies.
It hits differently when they use like practical effects for sure. And this is like all just like practical stunts of them
Hmm.
driving through stuff, so I get it.
Oh
I
man, I do not miss this minute where I screenshotted each of these and transcribed each of these as they
um
trick by like three screens in like a quarter of a second.
yeah, those are but they're fun. You learn a lot of stuff. That's what we learned about
Yeah,
the times that he changed all of the times.
yeah. Brian and Roman were arrested for the same crimes on the same day on the same days.
Yeah, multiple times.
Hmm.
Common overlap.
Yep.
Um there's some kind of like filter here that they're using to give you like Florida at dusk. Not even dusk, but like Florida of late afternoonish.
Okay.
And it's washing out the colors, but it's also working for this movie. And I think that the sun had to probably be like so bright that you had to tone it down some, so nothing got like super washed out. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. You think it's to give the impression of just like temperature, or like what do you think they're going for? Because like there was a scene where like Carter and Monica were like explaining to all the drivers what they have to do and all this different stuff, and like it just looked hot, but also there was like a nice like breeze from the water, and it just like I could feel what it felt like. I think in that scene.
Yeah, yeah. I think that it had to be like a practical thing to just. But yeah, this movie does look like it is hot. It looks like everybody is hot in the movie.
Yeah. Have you heard about? And it's not this movie, but have you heard about in filmmaking the golden hour?
It sounds familiar, but remind me, please.
So I think it's. I don't know if it's both sunrise and sunset, but it's at least sunset. But it's like the half an hour or the hour, like around sunset, like mostly before, like as the sun's going down,
Kind of
and
like
like
this, where they kind of are now. It seems
it's
like it's
it's
kind of
no,
around
it's
then.
it's no, because you would see it's different. Like this is kind of like then if it's this like what this is reminding this conversation is reminding me, but there's like something special where just like the light looks everything just looks better, and like you can't get that, you can't like really recreate that any other way, and so like those shots are especially important because
Because you
it's
only get
not
a
like
small time frame. Yeah.
right, because like for the most part, like 11 a.m. to like 4 p.m. kind of all looks about the same, right? Like there's gonna be some variations or whatever, but like if you screw up a thing at 11 o'clock and you come back at like 1 o'clock, it's gonna like largely look about the same.
Yeah.
But like if you mess up golden hour, you have to wait a full day. And so there's this big long scene in Jupiter Ascending, the Channing Mila Kunis movie that the Wachowskis made, where there's like this incredible, crazy, you know, chase scene through the sky, basically, that was
Okay.
entirely shot at golden hour over the course of like a month. And like the whole scene, because it's like an 8 minute long scene or whatever, and it looks crazy because it would only take 8 minutes if you're thinking about it in terms of movie time, but like
No,
to
it takes a
film what that actually
million.
takes
Yeah.
took so long, but it looks amazing. It's like just people don't do it like that, but it's just
How do
something
you?
that like a lot of filmmakers, a lot of directors will really focus on because it makes the thing look nicer. And like they might be doing it here as well. Like this kind of looks like really nice lighting here. I don't know.
I don't know how you commit to that. That's like a ton of commitment, in my opinion. You know, like
Yeah, I mean that's why like you have like production coordinators and stuff like that where they map out who's available when and when you're shooting what, and like making sure that people stay on schedule, and well, this is what we need to have this X scene at Y time, and like blah blah blah. All right,
it's
now we're
crazy
inside
to
the
think
pearl. We can
about.
do this overnight, or we can do this in the morning, or we do it on a rainy day, or whatever. So crazy.
Yeah,
The logistics of making movies is nuts.
yeah, I can't imagine having that like tight schedule, and like you'll also need to be like half a meteorologist and half a, like what if it like just rains?
Yeah. Well, I think that's why so many things shoot in like the LA area or whatever, where it's just like it doesn't rain, or I don't know.
Yeah, makes sense. That works for me.
But like you think about like Miami, it rains, it's on the water, and
Oh yeah, it rains a lot. like sporadically too.
I think you probably, I mean, I don't know for sure, but I'm sure you probably like factor in like not rain delays or whatever, but
Yeah, season that you're shooting in. I'm sure that there's better seasons and worse seasons. I bet the award shows counterbalance are in the off season of shooting times.
what do you mean?
Like, I bet they're like everything that's like an award show for movies. Like, if we want to know the good times to shoot movies, it will be the exact opposite of when the award shows are.
Oh, maybe.
You know what I mean? Because it's like, oh, okay, well, we're not gonna fucking shoot movies, so like, let's just go like get our awards those times.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would make sense. Because they're all kind of like in the winter. I bet like even Florida's kind of shitty to shoot in when it's not mid like the dog days of summer, like the hot part, but like the ends of the summer, right?
Right. Yeah. I think there's also like a difference between like less than ideal conditions where it's like, oh, it's 98 degrees and like 90% humidity or whatever, and like just we physically can't because it's a downpour, right? Like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
some of it's just like I don't want to, but we will, and some of it's just
Suck it
like
up. Yeah.
yeah,
See, like it has to be so sunny right there, but it also seems like it's kind of like filtered. Like they have like sunglasses on the camera or something, right? Because like look at parts of this, you're like, oh my God, if you were out there without sunglasses on, it was probably like just like blinding.
I think that's a lot. I don't know, like I don't actually have the production know it all or wherewithal, whatever. But like I think there's a lot of like the film they're using or like the digital effects they're using, like the post production, everything like that, where you're color correcting and making things seem more natural and more vibrant. Not even necessarily more natural, but just like more vibrant, more like what you want to capture in the scene. So,
Yeah, because like look at some of the stuff in the background, like those plants, like how washed out they are.
and that's the thing that like when you watch like a cheap, shitty movie, it's like that's what like looks like.
Bad.
Cameras
Yeah.
are good enough that like you can basically capture a good thing now with like an iPhone even, right? But like
Mm-hmm.
it's just when things like aren't corrected like that, it's like, oh right, like you just didn't have the time or the money or the expertise to like actually make this look like a movie.
Yep. I like the Tej's garage sign so much that I would really like to have that. You know what I'm talking about? The one that we just saw, like
Yeah.
the lit up neon light sign that's just like a nice script. I like that a lot.
Speaking of his garage, was it the commentary for the first movie or were you watching nine? I guess we were watching what one were we talking about where we're because for the tune up relap recaps like future garages that we can broadcast from, like you point out a second one we could do for one movie. I think was it nine? It was Buddy's. No, we did Buddy's garage. I don't remember. All these conversations just like are they're in my brain for about 48 hours and they go away. Do you remember what I'm talking about?
Yes, we found like
Was it the first movie or was it
oh, it
nine?
was. It was the first movie and it was Johnny Tran's garage.
Oh right. Okay. So yeah, keep your eye out here for another garage that we could use.
Okay.
Because the first time we came through, we broadcasted live from Tej's garage.
Yes.
I don't know that there is a second garage in this movie. There might be. I mean, we could also just do like other locations, right? Like we could do like from Racer's Edge or whatever.
Which kind of counts, right? Like
Sure, yeah. From
it's
Cha Cha Cha.
yeah.
We could do it from that vacant. I wonder if like that vacant sandwich shop or whatever where they have the meeting in 10, 15, 20 minutes. If that's like our next
Oh.
best option, like because the Pearl doesn't really make sense.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
abandoned sandwich shop, like the FBI, the police warehouse or whatever, kind of makes
Maybe the
sense.
valet desk of the Pearl.
Yeah, okay.
You know, that's as close to a garage as we'll get. Like you and I are just running the valet. I like
As
it.
long as we're dressed identically and just standing there awkwardly.
That's one of my favorite skits from Key and Peele. Did you ever watch Key and Peele?
No, not yet.
Okay. They like do a. They actually do like two valet guys or door. No, they're valets, and they talk about movies You've probably seen one of the
I've
sketch.
seen I've seen clips or I've seen
Yeah.
pictures or like I know of it. Yeah, like I don't know a lot about Key and Peele. I know I've heard of that and I've seen some of the like college football crazy names
Oh
thing.
yeah, Rachel likes those ones a lot. The show was fun. But yes, it actually fits perfectly that we would be the valets because those valets are like always like, recapping Fast and the Furious movies or like and they'll do the same things that we do that's like, "Oh, like that lady with the big hair," and then like he knows exactly who she's talking about. You know what I mean? Cuz it's like
Mm-hmm.
only those two talking. So,
I wonder if there's ever been like how like part. Did you watch Party Down? Have you seen Party Down?
no, what is that?
It was a show on Stars for a couple years. They're bringing it back, but it starred Adam Scott and Lizzie Kaplan and Jane Lynch and Martin Starr and Ken Marino and like a bunch of those kind of comedy guys. But like it was mainly Adam Scott was the star, and they were all like out of work actors and screenwriters as caterers for Party Down Catering. And it was just it's a show about Hollywood essentially, but like it's just the dregs of Hollywood where they're at all these fancy parties, but they're the help or whatever. And I wonder if there's got to be like I wonder if there's been like a valet show like that because it's kind of like in Seinfeld like a show about nothing to a certain extent. Like there's relationships and stuff, but like they're just like having nonsense conversations at parties that they're catering.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And like I feel like the valet profession is similar in that way, where it's just like there's a lot of downtime. People don't really want to have that job, but like they have to for whatever reason. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, so you just kind of like dick around and bullshit about
yeah,
whatever you want because you have to kill 8 hours that day, and like,
exactly. And so if you're writing like a screenplay, like a TV episode or a movie about that kind of thing, you could write about whatever because it's just like where they're just just literally killing time.
yep, East Coast fisheries. Here you go, bud.
Here we go. The lap 12 tune up. Well, actually, I don't know. No, lap 12 tune up will happen before F10 comes out, so
Will it?
I think so.
Okay.
Because the lap 11 tune ups are going to be in September, and the laps are about 5 months long, so this will be lap 12 will be like in February ish. So we'll be in lap 13, I believe, when F10 comes out, assuming there's no delays for whatever reason.
I like this. Hmm. I do like the setting though. This was a really good pick. I like where this like
You
went.
mean the
It's
East Coast fisheries, like just the empty restaurant or the empty
yeah,
like marina or whatever?
yeah, yeah. I really like it.
That's
I like
cool.
the tiling and like how it's like old but also feels Miami but also feels like a fishery. Like it was a good scouting on this location.
I don't know if we've talked about this before, but it is funny to think about that beautiful house they have in LA and like this is where they are in Miami. It's like budget's a little bit smaller for this cop.
Yeah, exactly.
LA cops have a little bit more money than us Miami PD. But the criminals, Johnny Tran, Carter Verone, both in beautiful mansions.
True. Very, very true. Like gorgeous ones. But I think that
Yeah,
that's kind of Johnny Tran's dad's house, right? Like not like actually his.
right. But still, it's where he lives. Well, I guess we don't know where he lives. Do we know where Johnny Tran lives? Because he probably doesn't live there. Like he's not. He's probably like 22, 23. But like if we're to believe Dom and Letty and everybody live at the fort, like Johnny Tran probably doesn't live with his parents.
I think he might actually live with his parents. If he lived in that house, maybe. But you're right, and he is at like Sunday dinner essentially, right? So it's like he could just be home for dinner for that day.
Is Sunday dinner specifically an Italian thing predominantly?
I don't think so.
Is it every culture thing you think?
I think so. I'm not sure, but like maybe it's a different day of the week, but no, I feel like it probably is like because I feel like Sunday was always just like religious holiday Sabbath kind of situation. So and that kind of follows that. I think it's more tied to like you know religious ceremonies post than
Sure, I can see that.
Get what I'm saying? Like, oh,
Yeah.
like everybody goes to church, and then you go like go to grandma's house or your house or whatever afterwards.
Because I was thinking about like in terms of the Italian culture at least, like just like having a pot of sauce on the stove all day, a pot of gravy on the stove all day that you can just sort of like stir.
Yeah, but I think it mostly stems from like church activities.
Sure.
Even that.
A day of rest, relaxation, and family and gathering, community.
Yeah. Oh,
As we get closer to where we are in the minute, it's less interesting right now. But like in how far into this movie are we? 48 minutes. In about 10 or 12 minutes, we're going to be past where we are, and things are going to be like, it's going to be a whole new movie, Joe.
yeah.
We haven't seen this yet.
Exactly. I
Ever.
I have finally gotten back to the point of that for the first ones now, based on how deep we are into Too Fast. That like there was a period where I was like, oh my god, I feel like I've seen every one of these scenes 70 billion times, and like
Mm-hmm.
just recently, and then like now when I watch one again, I'm like, okay, cool. Like I have like a little bit of distance to where my brain started to forget some of the stuff that we had learned. So
Well, yeah, I think there's that because I think that we're like now a year, more than a year, like a little over a year away from having watched those minute by minute, and also just the first movie's better. Like
yeah,
two is still my least favorite in the franchise. Again, not that I don't like it, but just I think it's the worst of the 10. And then also on top of that, watching scenes minute by minute over and over and over again, like
is a vastly different experience. Yeah,
yeah,
very very wild. See, the inside of Roman's car is really cool though. Like the shots that they did there, it looks like there's like custom dash and like all kinds of wacky stuff going on. Does paint have some sparkle in it? I like that too.
I feel like in later movies they definitely like lean into Roman as bald Roman as opposed to like covering his head up with like bandana and hat and stuff like you know what I mean? Like
Do you think that that was a Tyrese choice or
I
a?
don't know.
I feel like Tyrese became comfortable with like, okay, yeah, I'm bald.
I mean, it is to a certain extent like the franchise of beautiful bald men, right? So
It is. It absolutely is. There's definitely more than one. I wish we knew for sure that that was like his answer wristband was an Allen Iverson wristband, but I'm taking a wild guess it is.
I don't know what else it could be, right?
That's true.
Like because I feel like we wouldn't if it was like a brand or something, we would have heard about it.
Yeah.
There was what was I watching? What was I just watching? Oh, on the most recent episode of Atlanta, Paperboy is
Oh,
wearing
I
like
haven't
a
caught up yet.
TB or a BT thing, and I'm like thinking like Brian Tyree Henry, who's the actor. I'm like, is that a Tom? I actually wanted to look up. Is that a Tom like the Tom Brady logo?
Oh, the TB12 one is like very obvious.
Oh no, it's not that. I don't know
Yeah.
what this is, but it's like a T and a B intersecting. There's no 12 on that.
Yeah, like the TB12 one like looks like a 12, whatever, whatever. So,
And I was like, it'd be weird for him to wear a Tom Brady thing. It's probably some brand that I just don't know. Oh yeah, Roman's car, Nas labeled.
yeah, there you go. See?
Yeah.
So just Letty gets shafted in the first one, but in the second one we make a conscious decision to label everyone. I don't think Brian has it. I do like the move where he hits the sign right there. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
This race is very disorienting watching it at full speed as
You
opposed to
mean
watching
you
it,
mean not minute by minute?
yeah, not minute by minute.
And obviously there's the two, there's like Fonzie and Fabio, there are women there together, but another grouping of two. There's the three here, which kind of doesn't really fit my weird theory that isn't really a theory, but like
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
No, but you get like Brian and Roman as a tandem, and yeah, Tej, Jimmy. Wasn't there a fourth person with them? No, it's those three.
Yeah.
Brian. Okay.
There's Orange Julius and Slapjack who go away. They each have a girlfriend who goes away.
I think that yeah, him having to play chicken to win is pretty crazy. I actually do wonder if these cars like are that different in straight line speed.
I don't know. I think that there's definitely more horsepower in one. The others just have the NOS to sort of make up for it, right? But
But they're much lighter too, right? Like
yeah,
these other cars are like heavy. So
the thing about this is that like this is just really all Fonzie's fault. Because like if he didn't have the machismo, like if he swerves to the left lane, like Brian's probably not going to swerve to follow him, right? And like he just drives around Brian and
yeah,
handily wins the race.
yep. But he
There's no one to
knew
blame but himself.
exactly.
Because like Fabio did his part, he crushed Roman.
Yeah, he did. He
This
totally
is
did.
firmly Fonzie's fault. The fault of Fonzie.
This feels very chaotic. Speed is being conveyed very well, but this race is so long. It's so long. This grimace is good.
It does look like he's pooping though.
It does. See, there's your phone number right there.
Yeah, I missed it. I was watching the fist bump. That's a number that I called, so.
Yep. See, dry dock services.
Mm-hmm.
I like that he has his affliction. That's a great shot. When you brought it up when we did the minute, I do really love them all
It's so
standing
weird
there.
and sad. Like it just like it's their goodbye, right? That they're not in the movie again. So.
Yeah.
All right, here we are. This is minute 55. The end of minute
There's a
55.
shirt. There's her heart shirt again. You're right. Yeah, and it's
Mm-hmm.
the same heart shirt. So did they just have multiple ones of these, or was that like a distinct fashion choice that was happening in LA or Miami at the time?
I don't know. The couple right behind Roman there, with the guys like crouching and like grinding, and just like it's so. That's the most awkward thing in the entire. Just thinking about the actual filming. Oh boy.
Yeah. And you're just like two stand-ins or extras, right? And you just
Mm-hmm.
have to like just do that for 6 hours. You're just like,
Mm-hmm.
oh
See,
god.
you see him?
Yep. Yeah.
Like he's like
Which one? The one on the right or the middle?
no, the middle one. The guy on the right is just like oh, the guy on the right like with like the Zorro shirt. Like that's a wild shirt.
It's a puffy shirt. You got a puffy shirt on.
Yeah.
I don't want to be a pirate. I like this gentle stomach tap that she just did to herself too.
Well, she
She was
does
like,
that, and then
bloop,
this is
bloop,
my
bloop.
favorite thing, right? She gets bumped and just spins it. I just love that so much.
Yeah.
I don't know if I saw her get bumped before, but she like walks into it and she just like spins it out of the way.
Yeah, that poor extra was like, "This is my shot. I'm gonna be in the," and she just spins her away.
Yep. Here's Hostess.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you watched the minute. I did the minute for this week's episode yesterday, so I
No, I
know
haven't
all about
watched it yet.
Seductress. There's nothing to know about Seductress, but she does show up in the next minute.
It's not this
So
girl here.
no, Seductress is the one seducing rat guy.
I really wish I could find these chairs that look like crab claws. They're so fascinating to me.
They 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 definitely shout Japanese. Like if they were in Tokyo Drift as well, I'd be like, yeah, okay. Just like tentacle stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, her. Okay, I thought it was a medallion, but that's actually like her dress has like an opening, like in the middle. It's just like a slit, like over her stomach, like the pearl. Like she has like a pearl dangling there. So I mean, that must be like a club provided outfit for her because it's pearl themed in the sea of orange, right? So.
Yeah.
Oh, this is also the most awkward. Like I watched this, 6 or 8 or 10 times yesterday, and just like he's like, "Oh, she's gorgeous, isn't she?" And she's like, "Well, man, like she's right there." And Roman's like, "What is happening?" And he passes the test. Man, it's like if Carter wasn't so weird, this would be kind of like homoerotic. But like Carter's just like a lunatic. Like he almost might be the scariest.
He's
The
very
deeper we get into
unhinged.
this movie, the more he freaks me out.
I think we were like talking about that in the last episode or something like that. But yes, I do think that Carter Verone is one of the most unhinged. Like Braga actually seems like he has it together, even though he has the split personality. I'm gonna talk about myself in the third person, pretend like I'm not him. Like, but he actually seems like he has it together. Carter Verone just seems like a maniac. You're right. Like, just like
Because like, you know what you're getting with Braga, right? Like you're getting like
yeah,
an egomaniac. Like with Reyes, you're getting like a billionaire who just like thinks he's entitled to everything. With Cypher, you get someone who thinks she's smarter than everybody else, right? She knows she's smarter than everybody else.
yes, yeah, yeah,
But Carter Verone's just like, I don't know what your deal is, man. Like, why are you so weird?
yeah. I don't get it.
And I don't know if that's Cole Hauser's acting. I don't know if that's the writing. I don't know if it's a combination of the two. I don't know if it's just like a 20-year-old movie. I don't know what it is, but there's something just unsettling about him. A lot of candles.
Definitely. I wondered. Well, I guess it's his club. I was gonna say like, does is like he has to travel with his whole like cigar get up everywhere? Uh,
I was thinking, about like what it means to have money, and I'm just like this is like years ago. Where I'm just like, I wonder like what being rich actually means. So, like, obviously you have like multiple houses or whatever. There's like multiple copies of everything, and I feel like when you're Carter Verone rich, you just have cigars and cigar cutters and cigar trays and everything. Just like, he's probably got like 3 or 4 sets at the club and like a bunch in the house and like on the boat and in the car and just like you
yeah.
know, they're everywhere. He's just like wherever he wants a cigar, he's never more than like a 2 minute walk from getting, not even a 2 minute walk, probably like a 30-second walk from getting what he wants at his fingertips.
Yep, I agree. It's like and now as he's pouring like champagne, like people that are like giant winos, they're like, "Oh yeah, like I have a wine cellar at like every restaurant I go to," essentially. You know what I mean? Like this kind
Mm-hmm.
of shit. You're like, "Oh yeah, like I could just like leave shit wherever I want it. Just come get it later." This guy is awesome. He should come back. The
Rat
rat
cop?
guy. Yeah.
The rat might kill him. The rat
You think
might eat
it
his heart.
it like eats through him enough to where no, because I think they take it off and you just see like scratches and stuff.
We'll see. I don't know if that's the case or not, but like he also might get like rabies. Probably any number of illnesses you get from a rat eating your chest.
Yeah, that's true.
So even if it doesn't like, even if the rat doesn't kill him in this club, it's like,
Some
long-term health
shots.
side effects.
Yeah. Do you think this is like like a free range rat, or did they source it from like the basement? Because he looks kind of clean. Like this looks like a pet rat.
He's a good rat. He's eaten well. He's kind of like a plump rat, right? So
Yeah, he doesn't look like a garbage rat that they got from like the basement of this club. He looks like he was like somebody's pet.
yeah, I don't like that Carter's holding him by the tail either. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
none of this is like humane, but that in particular,
I
I'm
think you're
more worried
allowed to
about the
hold
rat
him.
than the cop.
I think you're allowed to hold him by the tail. I think that that's like one of the rules.
Okay,
I mean, and I've like done the
you've done like a rat
mouse.
safety course.
Yeah, like the mouth euthanization, PETA approved, like not PETA approved, but like the humane euthanization techniques. And I think you can hold them by the tail. You just can't like you can't like whip them like a snake or something. Like that's obviously not good. But I think you could pick them up by the tail.
All right, do they lift the bucket off his chest? I mean, the rat's just not happy in there, right? Like he's just.
Yeah, you gotta be pissed. He's not
I
very
also
happy.
don't know why Monica's like. Why don't they have like Roman do this? It just feels like weird work for Monica. Not even like a sexist thing. It's just like, I don't know why he wants her to get her hands dirty. Like, why is he testing her?
Because he thinks she's a cop.
Well, he doesn't really know that. I don't think till later.
Yeah, yeah. I think he has his doubts though. Like he's always kind of just testing people.
Well, just it's a psychopath shit, right?
Yeah.
Like, do you get a sense like how long this is? Like, we're like 4.5 minutes past the minute we're about to talk about,
Oh
and we're
yeah, yeah,
still in
yeah.
the Pearl. Like
Oh
we're gonna
yeah.
be in the Pearl until this episode comes out, until like this
Yeah.
commentary comes out. Like we're in the Pearl for a while. So, oh yeah, I mean that's more than just scratches, but that's it. Yeah, he's not gonna die from those.
No, it didn't go through him.
What if they lift the bucket off and like Rat's just like in his stomach? It's just like, oh god.
Just like a giant hole. He's like half dug through it. It'd be crazy.
I feel like Monica has in any of these movies the most diverse, like the highest number of different hairstyles, and they all look great. Even this kind of like disheveled, like I just held a guy's mouth shut from a rat. Like she doesn't look as composed as she did downstairs. Still looks great. Psychopath shit. Absolute psychopath shit. I wish we really explored the inside of Tej's garage like we did with Han's garage or Dom's garage.
Yeah, I
Like
think that
that
too.
shot we just had might be the most inside we get.
The thing is like with it being this open roof, open floor plan kind of situation, it actually seems like there's not much to explore, right? Like
Yeah.
that's the part that kind of sucks.
We're just talking about Tanya, the original Noni's Denise.
Who's that?
Well, Tanya's like, you went out there before I did, or after I did, or whatever.
Oh
So,
yeah,
let me, we'll
yeah.
get there in a couple minutes.
So they have cards and dominoes though on this table. Interesting. Okay, cool. I see a lot of fun stuff I'll be able to figure out here. The lifts.
We just need to get out of the club. Once we're out of the club, we're going to be, smooth sailing for a while. But
Yeah, it seems like
oh,
an
and you know
Hyatt.
what? That transition to that skyline scene is at a minute break, so
Oh, is
perfectly
it?
timed for us.
I love when that happens. We get really lucky like that a lot.
See here, we've thought about this before, like how this actually happens. Right? She comes in, her hair is wet, but like there's no other pillow on the couch or the bed. Like it's not like, and he's startled. Like she wasn't sleeping there. She just comes in. So they're definitely not sleeping together. Like she came from Carter's house at daybreak, letting him know you're in trouble.
Yeah.
They're definitely not together. We've had that conversation before. I don't remember where we wound up, but like I don't think I'm pretty like because there's one reading of the scene I think where you're like, oh, she just got out of the shower in his houseboat or whatever, right? But
I
I don't
think
think that's the case. I think she sneaks in and out through the skylight.
yeah, and I think that she was trying to like pretend like she's on a run or something. Like I'm gonna go exercise in the morning as like a getaway, right?
Yeah, maybe. Although I think she's in jeans, maybe. So not necessarily, but also, yeah, some valid like get out of the house for a little bit. Although if we're led to believe that Carter is Carter, who Carter is, like there's no way he doesn't have her like cell phone or car or both or everything just like bugged, right?
I don't know if that's like of the time.
Tracking devices, maybe. That probably.
No, but I mean like bugging your cell phone and stuff like
Maybe not
that.
cell phone,
Like,
but like like have a tracker on her car or something.
but if she's like I'm going for a run, then
Yeah,
I'm not taking anything with me but my key.
you'll have to Google Map from where Carter Verone's house is to this houseboat. And
Oh,
oh,
fuck.
is that their first kiss?
Yeah, I think so. And also, Brian almost just kissed Suki on the mouth in the last scene too. So
I mean, how can you not kiss Paul Walker, right? Like
if I was, yeah.
he's so beautiful.
Do you think he writes in a lot of kisses in these movies?
Like, what if we kissed? No, what? What? No.
Yeah, like Paul, what are you talking about? He's like, I think this scene deserves a kiss, and you're like, okay, I guess we'll do that.
Wait, so how did she get in? If she's like panicked, she's like, I don't see a way out. Like
She definitely escapes from the sunroof, but I mean
the skylight, right? Yeah, but
skylight. But
like
she, I don't think she. I think she just came in like through the door or something. Yeah, but you're right. There's no way that she could have gotten away with like not staying at Carter's house, right? Like that would like if he's like, "Where did you go this morning?" and she's like, "Breakfast with my friends," and he's like, "Which ones?" Then like I don't think that like, "Oh, I spent the night at Brian's" is gonna
Right.
fly.
No. Although I don't. Do you get the sense that she does she live at Carter's, or do you think
Kind
she just like
of.
spends most? She doesn't. I don't think that's her like full time residence, because I mean, for her cover, right? But like she could also maybe she might be sleeping there 5 6 nights a week. But I don't think it's like I don't think it's crazy for her to like not be there every night. It
Okay.
is weird though. I think for Carter to be here now, like he sent his flat, he sends his lackeys, and then also he goes.
Yeah, I don't get that at all. I agree
He's
with
just
you.
control freak, man.
Like at that point, like what do you have lackeys for? Like they're actually just muscle, right? Like they're not even like to go. They're not even lackeys. They're just muscle. How'd she beat him home? Or did she beat him home? I think we're led to believe that she does.
Is this the same day or is this a different day?
It's the same day because he's like, "Where did you go this morning?"
I have my volume pretty low.
I have my volume almost completely off, so yeah. At this point, I don't think we need to watch these movies with sound. I kind of
I know.
follow what's happening in the story.
Her legs are they're so like awkwardly like angled together, like her knock knees there while she's lying down. Like that doesn't.
Yeah.
I guess it's for the movie, the back of the fishery. I know it's probably for the movie to make her look sexy or just keep it in frame or whatever. But like, it just doesn't look even remotely comfortable
No, very,
for
very
someone
unnatural.
who's there to whatever to
Hang out
sunbathe.
at the pool. Yeah.
Got my tannin oils, lay out by the pool,
Oh, yeah.
shorts in every color.
I think that adding Alien to this movie would be a nice addition.
Sure.
That would be a great Spring Breakers Too Fast crossover movie.
Where would he where would he fit in?
He would
I
have
mean,
been.
since it is the man's birthday, since it is James Franco's birthday, we might as well talk about Alien from Spring Breakers.
I think that he would be like. He's definitely doing his own side hustle, but he would have been like the security guard at the gate of the boathouse as his like day job.
At the boathouse, you mean like the boat yard, like where they
Yeah, yeah,
steal a
yeah.
cigar from?
Yes.
Okay.
Like I think he would be like, "Oh shit, not again." Like as they
Yeah.
like drove through the gate, and like that could be his like, that's where I go on weekdays to like keep a real job because of my parole. Like
Do you think he and Tej would get along? Because I feel like they would cross paths a lot, but I don't know that they would get along.
no, they definitely wouldn't be friends, but they would definitely cross paths a lot. He knows who Alien is for sure. They've definitely like done business together, like stolen rims, something along these lines, but like I don't think that they're like, oh, you should come hang out at the garage and play cards with us. It's like, oh, we have to call that fucker
Because he's like a
again.
weird dude.
Yeah, yeah. That's like a place that I've never seen them before. Like that like bridge that's encased in glass that they just like walked on.
Well, that's
I
a
don't.
minute 72, so we'll get there in a couple 3 months, 3 4 months
Jeez, jeez. That's way too much.
after these commentaries come out.
Suki, do you think she was forced to wear a schoolgirl outfit in this? Well, I guess not. It's kind of her fashion choices the whole time.
Is it her choice though, or is it just the?
The male gaze.
See, here's golden hour.
Yes, 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 yes.
Because like I mean, the sun is literally in frame, but like if you don't get this shot and the sun goes down, you can't do the scene. So, but like there's a certain kind of like vibrance and coloring to the scene, to the shot, to like the coloring of
Mm-hmm.
everything.
Yep. Good choice in making Roman wear red in this too.
Yeah.
It looks nice.
Brian's gray, not really doing much for the scene.
Not doing much. He could have easily been in blue, but then it would have been like real goofy looking, you know?
See, like the lighting looks different in this angle too. You know what I mean? But like,
Yeah. This one's a little brighter. It seems like they shot this one first, and like this
yeah.
one's later. Brian looks great in Golden Hour. Look at that hair.
Yeah, imagine if he was wearing like a golden shirt or like a
Say
yellow or a
blue.
green or an orange or like I guess not necessarily red or orange like to clash with, but the blue. I guess the blue, but
I think that they're having fun in this one. This is like one of these that looks like that they're having fun.
yeah. I also think that like for Tyrese as an actor, it's just like this is his like, we were talking about was it the first movie like the Oscar scene like what scene that's his like
Ah,
that's his moment like oh man this is where I really get to express who I am as Roman like just I'm just monologuing here and Brian's listening to me and he's having a good time and like this is what's up.
yeah, yeah.
Man, if we were doing cameos, I probably would have been that sad guy opening the door, just like, meh, you get in the car. You're
That's who
up
you want to
dancing the
be.
first thing, and I'm just like, hmm.
I also literally wouldn't mind being Agent Dunn either. Like a
Hey, just
dweeb.
drinking soda, hanging around, acting like a goof,
Yeah, kind of couple lines, nothing crazy.
trying to. Ooh, I want to freeze frame on that and like see whose picture is on that little like statue doll thing.
I love when cops dress up to pretend like they're trashy people.
That's Rat Cop, right? Yeah, that's definitely Rat Cop.
Yeah, it is.
Disappointed at seeing his wife, just like I failed you, honey.
Where was his wife?
There's a picture of him and a woman above his desk.
Ah,
Man, that's gonna be what minute is that? 75. Ooh, 75 is gonna be a big. We're gonna explore the psyche of Rat Cop.
they should have Buzz Your Girlfriend wolfed it and just made him with like makeup on be his girlfriend.
Well, I think she looked like a nice like middle aged lady. She's like, man, I just failed you. Like that skank at the club.
Yeah, she got me. Seductress wins.
She wasn't even interested in me, man. I thought she was. She was just using me. Like she's on Carter's payroll, which is the weirdest part, right? Just like,
The seductress?
yeah.
And I don't think that she's like on the payroll. I think that that's like you slip her a 20 and you're like, get this guy to come back to the room for me, and then you disappear. Like not consistently on the payroll.
What if she was like? What if Carter did that like literally every night? He had just like a rat for every night of the week. I'm putting a lot of
Yeah,
rats on a lot of guys' chests, and they need somebody to bring it back. And you're hot. Let's do this. You drink for
yeah,
free. You don't get money, but you just drink for free here. You just have to like flirt with kind of gross old dudes for 5 minutes a night.
yeah.
Worth it.
Also, that guy, you picked a very flamboyant shirt to be hiding out in a trailer park with, because like I think everyone will know exactly who you're talking about. The guy that
Man,
just
I'm
had this.
excited. I am excited for these scenes because the shirt, the backgrounds,
Oh
the
yeah, yeah.
characters we've never seen before,
There's a lot of fun stuff in these. Yeah.
money on the wall.
Yep. There's a ton of money in that wall too. How do you get the money into the wall?
I mean, it's just cheap, like plywood
Drywall.
around it, but you just
Yeah.
like you tear the wall down and you put it back up or whatever.
Damn.
And I think that's why they had the painting of the flowers or whatever over because like it just covers up any kind of like
How
thing
shitty and
that doesn't.
imperfect it looks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Makes sense. This movie's flying by, man. I forget how breezy it is. I mean, we've been watching it minute by minute, so feels a lot different.
Yeah, there is a distinct difference. Like we're doing the first three movies. This the first one we just already did, and we already released, and then Tokyo Drift next week. But there's gonna be a real difference when we get to like when we do the commentaries at whatever point. Who knows when, right? But like for like 6, 7, 8, Hobbs, 9, it's just like, all right, movie's still happening. Like
Yeah,
great,
like
but
we
like
got it.
a difference.
2 hours of this left.
Hmm. Again, we like all the movies. Which is good. Like if there's ever one that we don't like imagine doing commentaries for Spy Racers. It's just like, well, I mean, they'd be quick, but it's just like, all right, still got nothing to
Oh,
say. Still got nothing to say. There's Echo. Still got nothing to say.
okay, we get it. Yeah, I always forget we get a helicopter in
You're
this
gonna
one.
look up that helicopter model.
Yep, I can probably find out exactly which helicopter it is and if it's still in
Yeah, I mean, you got the
commission or
call
not.
sign right on the side, right? So
Yeah, the planes are fun because you can like find out exactly which plane it is.
that
Like
was
they're like,
so weird. Like before we
what?
see Brian like gear shifting, we get like a an insert shot almost like a very like quarter of a second of like I guess just like an extra like another guy driving a car, like just some dude with spiky hair. We never see his car. I don't know why we see him, but he's on screen for like a flash of a second. It's like Tyler Durden splicing in single frames of pornography into children's films. Just like, why is this dude in my Fast and Furious?
Yeah, that I never noticed them unconsciously in your brain. That's another thing. If I will, if I was making movies, I would definitely put myself in them as characters like that.
Well, yeah, like the Hitchcock thing, right?
Yep. Yeah, definitely. Stan Lee.
Now, would your ego get the better of you in like Tarantino and like you write yourself into like have like dialogue and dialogue and dialogue, or would you just be like the
Yeah.
Hitchcock, just like man by bus, man with umbrella, man with newspaper?
I think that it would have to be like okay. Yeah, if I made the movie, it would be more Stan Lee, Hitchcock, like, "Whoa, did you see that?" Like those like that's the most line I would give myself kind of situation. I wouldn't Tarantino myself to be like a character, an
Yeah, it's
actual
more a
character.
question of like finding you in the movie as opposed to like this goddamn guy again with his monologues.
Exactly.
Why is he saying
No.
dead N-word storage? What are we doing?
Yes. Yes. I do love all the memes about Tarantino. They make me really, really happy. Just like memes about feet things, memes about him having to say the N word in every movie that he can. Those always crack me up.
He's a weird dude.
He definitely
Talented
is.
dude, weird dude.
Definitely is weird. Come on. He's still
Brian
up.
like daintily with a tiptoe on the gas pedal.
Yeah. Yank it out. Yank it out. You can do it, Brian. There's 70,000 cops behind you.
This is a second helicopter. There's at least two helicopters.
There's at least two, yeah. Chucking it into the cop car. Nice move. I like
Kobe.
that. Yeah. Good shot, for sure. Okay. There we go. Some precision driving.
It's the Brian O'Connor School of Driving right there.
I think that the shirt, this red Gretty shirt that Brian is wearing in this whole like section of the thing looks very comfortable.
Oh yeah, it does. A little baggy, a little
Yeah, it's like
soft.
yeah, it looks like it's like a little worn in. You got it for free and it's baggy. It's like this would be nice. I could enjoy this. I would not enjoy sitting in tall grasses waiting for my criminals to show up at all.
Lying in wait
Yeah,
like a snake in the grass.
not for me. I just hate being like in grass like that. It's not enjoyable.
Getting all
Golden
itchy and
Corral.
stuff.
They just passed a Golden Corral. First time I ever noticed that.
All right.
We should be able to find out exactly. Yeah, that'll be a street we could find right here. I got some landmarks, like some street signs and stuff, which we usually don't get in Too Fast. So I think we'll be able to find this neighborhood.
Yeah, street signs are a luxury. I hope you enjoy this. I hope you savor this moment.
I do, at least in this movie. Maria, Maria. There we go. Oh, female uh helicopter pilot. That's cool.
The helicoptress.
Oh, yes, a helicopteress. And there's the second helicopter.
Man, as much as I would like to have Bilkins on our heist team, I don't think Bilkins is the pick this one. I mean, I could probably make an
No,
argument for Bilkins. I love Bilkins. If this was a lap with Heather would definitely pick Bilkins for both the first two movies, probably. But
I
you
don't
know,
think that we can withstand a
I mean, he's also a
fact
cop. He's not a
case.
criminal, right? Like there's the foundation that you kind of need to pick a criminal to a
Also
certain
true.
extent.
Yeah, but
Like
like
I was leaning toward like Monica, but I don't know that Monica really kind of counts. I mean, maybe, but she's a cop. Like she's not. I
also
don't know that she
like
would actually be down to commit crimes.
ooh, I think that my sleeper pick will be guy that gets the rap put on him,
But he's a cop.
but he's a bad cop.
But everybody's a bad cop. They're all bad cops.
No, but I'm saying like he's a specifically like on the payroll bad cop. Like he's done
True.
nefarious things, right? And like he's buying them a window, and he's also a detective. So like pretty valuable, I would say. Not my top choice, but he's a good sleeper pick in my opinion.
Just like you nominating Dennis Haysbert from Heat. You're like, we want somebody to cook. I'm just like, all right, I'm gonna do Jimmy because we want somebody to like provide entertainment. Like he can rap for us and like
Yeah.
do the MC and
No,
not really do
Jimmy's
anything else. Like he's shown literally no skills in this entire movie. He's just there like for morale, but he can like he can rap. So he can play cards and he
he's a
can rap.
mechanic. Like we know he is a mechanic. We don't know
We
how
don't know if he's
good
a
of a.
good mechanic.
That's what I'm
He's
saying.
a
Yeah.
low rent, low budget mechanic, but he overcharges. Like we know that he's like you know
Yeah, but he's somebody you could play cards with, you know?
yeah.
He's the guy that keeps the rest of the crew happy while we're doing the heist from the team. He's like fun guy to have as an additional guy. I do love the scramble. Scrambles are
It's a
fun.
scramble, baby.
Yeah, they're really good. Oh, Slapjack and Orange Julius are definitely in the scramble and come back. That's good. This happened so fast. If I don't normally pick out. Okay, so then the girls from Suki's thing are driving Suki's car, like from her crew. So she's somewhere, but not in her own car.
Here we go.
Another Supra.
I do like that, there's probably some nice cars in there, but like in terms of the visual, like which ones pop, it's like a lot of all just sort of standard matte colors or just like standard paint jobs, and then there's like our cars like in the middle, like it does a really nice job of like bringing your eye to where you're supposed to be looking.
I agree. Yep. The decals really help. And like them being like silver decals on like a purple and yellow car make it easy for them to stand out to exactly which cars you're supposed to be following.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For sure.
Like these are like look, this one okay, so you got some yellow, you got some stripes, but like the two that you're following are like heavily chromed, heavily shined. Okay, so customs was one helicopter and the other one was the cops, I think. Like just like normal patrol. Yeah, Miami City is what our patch says. Police. So
Yeah. So there's like they're hunting Carter, but they're also like one's hunting Carter and one's hunting like
them speeding
yeah.
and like causing chaos through the streets.
That's the customs, like the black one's the customs helicopter, right? And then the one that's
Yes,
like
with the female
mostly white.
pilot,
Yeah.
she is just Miami City Police. Okay. Oh yeah, Suki. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right.
I do like that she has kind of like there's some anime and I just know like the visual aesthetics like with the long white boots.
Like Sailor Moon.
It does like that. That's not what I'm thinking about, but there's like some like another one that I don't know because I don't have my anime reference base is not nearly deep enough, but just she looks like again keeping up with the Japanese aesthetic, right?
Yep. Yep. She definitely does.
Sailor Moon is close enough.
Oh, the zoom in shot on the money in the trunk. I don't think I've ever noticed that
That's
before.
weird.
Yeah, right? Like it was like the engine through shot, but with zooming in on the money in the bag. Florida with water looks so much better than Florida when they're just driving on the highway. It looks so bleak.
Have I told you either on the podcast or in real life, like when I did my cross country trip, which is now a decade ago. It's a decade ago this month that I started, which is crazy. But my friend that I left with, Lauren, who joined me through like Texas, and she flew out of Texas, and then I picked up our friend Tom in New Orleans. He did like half the trip with me, and then he flew home from LA. That I did the back half on my own. But when Lauren and I left New Jersey, we were playing a game because like so much of the eastern half of the country looks the same, like especially on the highways, the interstates. It's all
Yeah.
just evergreen trees and just like
Yeah.
grass. So we're playing the game like, could this still be New Jersey? And like the answer for most of the eastern half of the U.S. is yes. Like it all just looks the same. But then like you get like an hour north of New Orleans, and like the road literally falls away and becomes like the bayou, which kind of looks like this. Just like, oh, this is different. Like this is not what like the rest, like the last like, you know,
Yeah.
20 hours or whatever we spent in the car looks like. And so it was exciting to see like actually something different other than just the same evergreen trees, whatever, right? So
Yep. I agree. But like there was parts where they were driving here earlier that they're like on, Alligator Alley and it just like is very, very bland in the backgrounds.
yeah.
Obviously I'm always looking at the background, so like
Mm-hmm. And there goes Ejectocito Cuz. And I also like that we see him in the water to know that he survived. So he could come back too.
he can. He definitely can. He's wet. His whole chair was in the water, but he's fine.
He's fine.
Well, he might get eaten by an alligator afterwards. We also don't know.
But we don't see him die on screen, right?
We
So
do not. No. Oh no.
we were had.
No. Oh, Brian's eyes. He's selling hard.
Don't feel bad about it. Just do it, man. Oh, no. Wait, what? We're not going to the airstrip.
Who said anything about an airstrip?
Wow. Have you seen this movie before?
Yeah, a couple times.
He's like, ah, shit, I can't blow him out.
Can't blow him in the car.
I said blow him out, but also can't blow him in the car either. I mean, he could, maybe.
Yeah,
That's a different thing.
but he's the driver. It'd be kind of awkward.
I don't think it's more awkward than the passengers. It's just more dangerous
Yeah, that's yeah,
by an order of magnitude.
very very true.
I mean, they've already showed that they can work in tandem, right? Where he's like hanging out the side of the car and taking off the electroshock thing. So, like,
Yeah,
the steering and the gas, I don't know. We could figure it out
yeah,
for the Too Fast, Too Furious Triple X parody
yes.
that we would never cover. We were scared straight by Caligula.
Ejectocito, cuz. Totally different meaning.
Mm-hmm.
Again, Carter Verone. Why does he need to be there?
I don't know, but he's in like a silk shirt. That either looks like he's like the shirt he's in by comparison either looks like the most comfortable or like if it's like leather, like the stickiest, like most uncomfortable. Like I can't tell what the fabric is, but if it's silk, so soft. But it also kind of looks like leathery and
Satin.
kind of
Yeah, it's
like it
like
looks silky, but it looks like plasticky. I don't know. I can't tell.
it looks like a pajama shirt, to be honest.
So if it's silky, then nice. If it's leathery, ugh.
Also, I get the white pants in Miami, but like, come on, bud, you're on all this gravel and shit. Like, the bottom of those pants are gonna be wrecked.
Yeah, but
If
he doesn't
this,
care. He's like a multi millionaire. Some rapper I think who like doesn't wear the same underwear twice.
really,
I don't remember who it is.
I remember like when they did, like I think it was like it was somebody from Rockefeller Records, and they like did cribs, and he had like just white T-shirts all over his house, and like every time he'd change a room, he would change his shirt, just like throw the other one. I'm like, that's doesn't
I don't think
seem
this is who I was thinking about because I don't know who this is. Lil Durk. this year, but apparently Justin Bieber in 2015 said he doesn't wear the same underwear twice. That's not what I was thinking about.
It's pretty badass. I would
Chris
like that.
Brown doesn't wear the same underwear twice. It just feels like a rich person, just like you have too much money.
Yeah.
I just meant like if you have like 100 pairs, you
You
go
gonna
like a
say
year
it,
and you
or do
only
you
wear
want me
each
to
like three
say
or
it?
four times, right? Like it's just like
Do you want to say it, or you want me to say it?
what?
When George is like, I just won 365 pairs of underwear, so I only have to do laundry once a year.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah,
Yeah.
Seinfeld is not baked into my brain the way that it is baked into your brain.
Yeah, exactly.
But at least
But
I
now you,
get like somewhere between like 40 and 60% of the references.
yeah, exactly. You'll like now you at least know.
Now I know. Would be funny if he like ejecto seated him here.
He
Like if it
tries.
worked, if it worked.
Yeah, he's just gonna shoot him. He's gonna like get out of that like brush right there and then shoot him.
Yeah, the door opens up and he just like falls out. She's like, "What the fuck, man?"
Yeah. Also, Brian's eardrums are shot. He's probably like the deafest man in the whole crew.
Oh yeah.
He's constantly catching like bullets in close ranges inside. Ah, he bites him. Good move. I wonder if that was improv or if they actually coached that.
I mean, what's funny? What the bite?
Yeah.
No, I think the bite was probably scripted. I what I think is funny there is that like it's so unglamorous of like Brian getting like pulled and like literally falling out of the car there.
Yeah, he does like fall over himself.
So
Okay. Sayonara. We're going on the boat. Don't try to catch us. You don't have a boat.
I like that Roman also. I don't think I've ever seen before Roman tries to help him kick it out. Like I see, obviously Brian does most of it, but like by the end of that, Roman's foot's in the window too.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, like, who do you think actually kicks it out? But I think it's Brian with the Converses, right? Like, we see the bottom of them.
I think Roman like helps like actually like push it over the edge, but I think most of the work is done by Brian.
I think so too. Monica, why you look so sad, lady? What's up? Going down to my lair.
It's like she knows that she has found out that she betrayed him.
Yeah. I. How do you. Yep.
Boat, car, boat.
How does he, like, know anywhere that he thinks that this is gonna cross over, that he would even get a jump?
I don't know, but is that the only time in any of these movies that a seatbelt is referenced?
I
Brian
don't.
says
He
put
was
on a
wearing
seatbelt,
it.
but then he doesn't, and then Roman doesn't either. So like,
He definitely was wearing the seatbelt earlier.
oh, he's wearing it now. Yeah, I mean, like I know they wear seatbelts, especially in the races and stuff. But like, I think the word seatbelt is like maybe I don't know if it's ever said again in any of these movies.
Well, when we finish all of the minute documents, then we can Google
We can
seatbelt.
Apple F seatbelt.
Yeah. Roman's selling pretty good with this broken arm situation.
It would be really funny if like if Carter just came up and like just like popped them, just like guys, you just crashed in
Yeah,
the boat.
pap, pap, one shot.
You're like dazed here. And like this is what we've been talking about with like Four Brothers and stuff, where it's just like Carter like inching up and not shooting, just like come out blasting, man.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. Just shoot, shoot, shoot. He would have been totally fine. Monica with the shotgun.
Oh,
She got him. I think
it's
this would be
over,
her
Carter.
Oscar shot right here. Do you think?
I mean, I don't know what else it would be for Monica.
Yeah. They do look exhausted. I think being in a car sitting on top of a boat would be kind of cool. Like, look at the water. You get, like, great views.
Sure, but not like on like a barge where it's a bunch of
Yeah.
cars. It's just like literally just like on like a luxury
Yacht. Yeah, on the top of it. I
in
agree.
a muscle car on top of it. Windows down, maybe the ejectocito door, not in the car. I like how the paramedic was just like, yeah, it's not broken. Just it's whatever. Just put this like baby, sling on it and stop whining.
Yeah. It's probably a broken collarbone. I was thinking that that's probably a really bad car for them to pick to want to jump onto a boat
Well,
cuz
it's
like
heavy, right? We were talking about before
yeah.
about the yeah, but it's the only car that's around, really, right? And plus, it's one that Roman or that Brian knows how to drive. He's familiar with it and whatever, and so
Yeah.
not that he can't drive other stuff, but it's the car that he was like literally just driving.
Mhm. Yeah, they definitely had fun making this movie. He's gonna kill you. Good job Brian shooting him in the shoulder too, by the way. Like he didn't
Oh
kill
yeah,
him.
pro cop move.
Yeah.
Although I don't know that Brian was actually aiming for the shoulder. I think he was just trying to not get killed.
Also true. Yeah. Very, very true. Say bye to Bilkins. Say bye to Monica
We
Fuentes.
need Bilkins back. We need imagine like a scramble with Bilkins behind the wheel of like a minivan.
Oh, yeah. So
There's
you
so many
guys
characters we can bring back.
called?
I do think like it is wild to me in retrospect that Monica comes back, even if it's just for that one scene.
It's so weird. Yeah, like why does she come back for that one scene and then not anything else? It's
And
like
yeah, and
very
then they don't do anything more with that.
no. It's so weird, dude.
And I know that she, largely retired from acting to take care of her kids. Like her and Gosling both retired, and
I
I think
get it.
he's
Yep.
back now, whatever. But like, you're in the one scene to
And you tease
reintroduce
us at the
Letty,
end. Yeah.
and that's all you do. Like, where, what?
I don't get it. I don't.
Pockets ain't empty, cuz.
Nah, they ain't empty, cuz.
It's so awkward. Like, it's so like it's cool and it's awesome. They're great, but like, he's just like goofily standing there, right? And just
Who?
Brian, just like just I don't know.
Yeah. They had fun.
That's a really nice like final, just like them smiling, like yeah, we did it, man. We got away with some money. Our names were cleared. We were successful. We're no longer affiliated with the cops.
This kind of looks like Tokyo Drifty, doesn't it?
Yeah,
This cartoony outro that they're doing for the credits.
this does look like it does look like a PS1. I mean, I know that like it's the era it came like 2003, right? But like PS1, maybe PS2, like video game where it's just like at the time you're like, oh my god, this is so cool, and now you're just like,
This is like the screen. No, but this is like the movie that starts the game, right? This would be like
oh,
the pre-roll.
so the game does not look this good. Like this is like
No.
what they spent the money on. Like oh, this cutscene, you're like, oh my god.
Yeah, like this is like, oh my god, it looks so amazing.
I'm sure that people have been saying that for like since whenever, but like I remember when the Xbox 360 came out and my family was watching me play because like I just got I set up and like oh like let's check out the new thing or whatever, and like I was playing like NBA 2K6, so again like 16 years ago, right? They're like these graphics are unreal. It's like yeah, probably then like it's just like you never saw anything like, but like you think now it like actually looks realistic, and then like if you go like another 15 years down the line,
We're gonna be
you
like,
look
that
back
looked
at
like
this and
such
be like
shit.
exactly.
Yep, that's how it works, man.
But like in the theater, like, oh man, I just saw my favorite movie of all time. It's got this cool outro thing. They got the cars. They're all like animated and stuff.
It looks so cool.
It just looks, ooh,
Yeah, a little Tokyo drifting happening here.
sure.
Oh shit, the car
Oh,
just flips and rolls.
this is definitely the most I've ever paid attention to this car race.
Yeah, Me too, and it's just Brian racing everyone, including himself again.
I did make over the weekend. I made all the rest of the minutes. Like I chopped up the movie into minutes because
Oh,
we were like,
nice.
I
Okay.
had made the first hour, so I did like the last like 47 or 48 or whatever. And I was gonna do like all the credits as one because like when we did the first movie, we did all the credits as one thing. But
Yes.
I'm like, there's like 2 or 3 minutes of just like actual like that's like now we're in actual credits, right? But like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's more than just what it was. So
Yeah. And we have
so there's
no.
Seductress Tara Carroll. We'll talk about her. Swerving Cop Neil Moritz, producer Neil Moritz.
Oh, we played Swerving Cop.
Apparently. Well, that was Too Fast, Too Furious. Almost said the name wrong. Next week we will be doing our commentary for Tokyo Drift. We're going to go in release order, not chronological order.
What?
The Yankees started while this is wrapping up, and the bases were loaded with 2 outs, and one of the Yankees just popped it up to like halfway between the catcher and the pitcher, and they both dropped it. It's like little league bullshit. Like it's amazing, but 2 runs scored. So
Nice. That's
shout out to the
awesome.
Yankees. But thank you for listening. Go to toofast2forever.com for our Patreon page. I'll do the regular outro for all things. Too
Oh,
Fast, Too Forever. Go to cageclub.me, facebook.com/Too Fast, Too Forever, or at Too Fast, Too Forever on Twitter and Instagram. Email us, family, at cageclub.me. Check out our Patreon page at toofast2forever.com and our store at toofast2forever.shop. Come back next week for our Tokyo Drift commentary.
ooh.
And we got a Patreon coming up out after that, and then back on our regular stuff. We'll talk about that next episode. The stream we're watching, did it crash for you? Because it crashed for me.
Yeah. It's buffering now.
Well, we can just stop because there's no actual credit scene. But thank you for listening. TooFastTooForever.com. Email us family@cageclub.me. And we'll see you next time. I'm Joey Lewandowski,
I'm Joe too.
and we'll tell you all about it
When we see you